Here is your WESN News on the hour. I'm Naomi McNish. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Benjamin awaits official appointment as acting Commissioner of Police. Enterprise woman kidnapped, robbed and assaulted. Farmer attacked in Freeport, suspect detained. And Trinidadian man extradited to U.S. for attempted murder. Now for the details. Despite her unsuccessful attempt to block his appointment, suspended Police Commissioner Earl Christopher has extended best wishes to DCP Junior Benjamin, who is set to become Trinidad and Tobago's next acting Commissioner of Police. While Parliament has approved the government's motion to appoint him, Benjamin says he will wait until the process is officially completed. In an interview, he highlighted his focus on rebuilding morale within the police service and dismissed claims of spiraling crime, pointing to a decline in serious offenses. Benjamin also clarified that the ongoing state of emergency does not impose curfews, but allows police to retrieve illegal firearms. He ruled out the need for a curfew after Carnival and urged public support in the fight against crime. Police are searching for a man who kidnapped, robbed and sexually assaulted a 19-year-old woman in Enterprise on February 5th. The victim got into what she believed was a taxi around 3:45 p.m. but was instead taken to a remote area in Chaguanas, where she was assaulted and robbed of her $1,700 cell phone. She managed to escape by jumping out of the moving car. Police investigations are ongoing. A 64-year-old farmer was brutally attacked while tending to his animals in Freeport on February 4th. Police say the suspect, a 25-year-old man known to the victim, struck him multiple times with a cutlass. The farmer suffered severe injuries, including a fractured finger, a partially amputated ear, and deep wounds. He remains in stable condition at the San Fernando General Hospital. The suspect has since been detained by police. A Trinidadian man wanted in the U.S. for attempted murder has been extradited to face trial in New York. Vincent Robert was charged in 2021 for allegedly trying to kill his ex-girlfriend in Brooklyn. He fled to Trinidad in 2022 while out on bail. The U.S. requested his extradition last year, and he was arrested in Laventille in April. Authorities say his extradition highlights the strong law enforcement cooperation between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States. If convicted, Roberts faces up to 25 years in prison. Well, that's news to the hour on WESN. I'm Naomi McNish. Thanks for watching.
WESN.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
Between the Bank and the Gutter, a novel about street dwellers in Port of Spain. This is a book to make you both laugh and cry. Above all, it takes you to that special space that only street dwellers know. In this moving and riveting human interest story, Harry journeys from insanity to sanity while living on the streets of Port of Spain. Now available at Metropolitan Books, 12 Ariapita Avenue, Woodbrook. Paper-based bookshop, 14 Alcazar Street, Woodbrook. WESN, 30A Gattaca Street, Woodbrook. And the home store branches located at Barataria, Shogunas, and East Gates Mall. Autographed copies now available on request. Also available from author Louis Lee Singh. I Used to Live in Heaven, Letters to My Granddaughters, Local Government in Trinidad, Conspiracy Against the People, and Closer to the Church.
Folks, we're back and better than ever.
Your show have always appeared to be a show that is focused on going to the cause or looking to the cause.
We hardly ever talk about the white-collar crime, though. We always talk about the ones that involve more as physical violence against individuals.
The citizens will only measure transmission when water starts to flow through their taps.
The Constitution doesn't talk about local election.
Contract mafia that's responsible for looting the country, and they own and operate these politicians.
So if you are running a country and you can't say nothing as a prime minister, please take up your bag and go.
It is not comparative to the murder figures, but it is in fact very high.
I believe he's protecting certain individuals.
Trinidad and Tobago, stand ready. The biggest night in American football is here.
And WESN is bringing you all the action live from 63 Lounge on the Avenue.
The plays, the touchdowns, the halftime madness. We've got it all.
Join us as we break down every moment, every touchdown, and every controversy.
It's the Super Bowl, baby, and WESN is the face of sports. Sean Michael Small is here with me.
Catch us at 63 Lounge on the Avenue, where the passion for the game meets the ultimate Super Bowl experience.
Simon's Musical Supplies Limited. We are the specialist in new and used musical instruments, carrying top brands like Yamaha, Pearl River pianos, vinyl and Sabian cymbals, Remo and Evans drumheads and Fender guitars, just to name a few. Also a wide assortment of music books, pan and accessories. At Simon's, we service what we sell. Trust the leader. Call us now at 625-6412 or visit us at 20 Board Street, Port of Spain.
Transform your home with PCU Plus. From stylish furniture to the latest appliances, we have everything you need to create your perfect space. At PCU Plus, we offer fair prices and affordable financing options that are cheaper than hire purchase agreements. With convenient locations in San Fernando, Tobago, Arima, and our lifestyle showroom in Barataria, you're never far from the best deals. Visit PCU Plus today and discover why we're the top choice for quality furniture and appliances. PCU Plus. Quality you trust, prices you'll love. Visit one of our locations or find us online to start transforming your home today.
WESN.
Hello there, and welcome to AM Prime on WESN Content Capital. I'm Keaton Shaw. Thank you very much for joining us for this edition of the program. Now, we've got a special edition lined up for you. Things are going to be a bit different this morning because later on we welcome quite a familiar face and a new face to you for the new co-host of AM Prime. That's exciting, but we'll get into that a bit later on. This morning we're starting our conversation on phishing scams, and I am not speaking about what you catch out there at sea. I'm speaking about what it is you can give away potentially right here by using your computer, your cellular device, any device that can connect to the World Wide Web. Thing is, according to a Cisco report in 2021, the most successful data breaches mostly well, more than 90% are the result of data phishing. But exactly what is data phishing? Exactly how could it be prevented? Are we all susceptible to this particular scam? Well, I'm joined this morning by innovative IT consultant, Shivam Tiluksing. Good morning, Mr. Tiluksing, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you for having me back again. I'm recovering from the flu, so my voice may be a little out there.
That's dedication for you, man. Recovering from the flu and still awake very early to have this conversation. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No problem
Good to
at
have
all.
you back on, indeed. Mr. Tiluksing, um, I've heard this term before, and I'm certain other people have heard it, particularly in recent times in TNT, given the number of data breaches we have had and we are experiencing. In that particular case, could you define exactly what data phishing is?
So I want to make it as simple as possible to your audience. Data phishing or phishing, or in terms of if you use SMS, they would call it smishing. So it has different variations of it. Yeah, they literally call it that. Is when a particular bad actor, hacker, scammer, anybody tries to send you a message and tries to get information from you, right? That is the goal at the end of the day, is to get the information from you, right? Whether it means sending you something that you won the lottery and you need to click this link and enter your information, a very important information in order to get it. Whether you answer a phone call and they say, congratulations, you've just won X, Y, and Z, which is more or less like the more famous ones, where they tell you you're winning something. But there are some that are kind of more innovative, like what's going on right now with Republic Bank. You would have seen a lot of text messages getting sent saying that, oh, you have an alert, trying to do scare tactics, otherwise known as manipulation. So at the end of the day, the person is trying to manipulate you into getting your information. Simple put.
Is this a broader term? Is phishing just one thing where people try to get your information, or are there other aspects to it?
There are very much different aspects of it, and it comes down to social engineering. But at the end of the day, they want that information from you. And this can happen in so many different ways. So in particular ones, they might send you a link, you click that link, and you get a fake page, a fake website, where you enter your information and they get that. Your email, your password, all those things, all those credentials. And then they can bypass all that and log into your email as well, because sometimes the most common passwords you use might be, you use your Facebook password for your email, you may use your email password for your bank, all these sort of things. So that's the end goal of them at the end of the day. Now, the thing about it is like, it have some persons, some bad actors may just use it just to scam you or just to compromise your Facebook account so they can scam other persons, right? In terms of getting the data. In other aspects of it, they would use it to do scams across Trinidad and Tobago or wherever they are, getting you to come and meet them in person, to rob you, all these sort of things. So there's so many different variations of phishing and how social engineering can be done by bad actors, criminals at the end of the day, that people are not really aware of.
So, in a world where we are now encouraging more remote work, working from home, and online networking, this is something that we are going to have to accept that is going to become more and more common. But the thing is, how could you prevent it? What are some steps you can take to prevent it?
All right, there's a ton of steps you could take to prevent it. More or less is monitoring who's messaging you, right? If you see a stranger online messaging you and sending you links and stuff, always verify the links. Never just go ahead and click the link and go into it. There's so many different steps and variations, but the thing about it is if the public wants to learn about it, because what happens is that you may put out a video. I put out so many different videos about it, say different precautions, and they're still going ahead and getting compromised and messaging me and saying, hey, I got compromised, can I get some help? Excuse me, one moment, sir.
Like I said, that's dedication for you. Mr. Tiluksing is recovering from the flu, and he still agreed. I did not know that. I'm learning about this morning, but he still agreed to do this conversation when we contact him. We very much appreciate that. Indeed, Mr. Tiluksing, we hope that you get better very soon. But thank you for joining us for this conversation. If you are able to continue.
Yeah, I'm able to continue. In terms of that, because the public needs to be self-aware or needs to be updated constantly when it comes to these scams and these special attempts. And I constantly do that, right? I think videos are easy to do in terms of getting your attention across the population, because everybody's online, everybody's looking at TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. And it helps a lot more of creating that awareness, because what I notice now is that persons would take the time, they would check the message, see if it looks suspicious, they would check the link. So for the Republic Bank one, they wouldn't just put republicbankt.org, right? It's fake websites they're using. So it may have a misspelling on the domain name that they have, right? So they would look out for those domain names, they would look for the official domain name for republicbankt.com and go from there. So there's a ton of different ways you can do that. But I've noticed, like, of recent, I did a video about this last night, is that there's a ton of persons going around messaging young ladies, trying to get them to become models, that sort of thing. And it's kind of weird, because they're not trying to get you personal information, they're trying to get you to come and meet up with them. So I've sent that to cybercrime.
So this is these schemes, they're constantly evolving. So as we get an alert of one taking place, another one is actually happening. A new scheme or scam is taking place. In terms of steps that one can take to protect their own data, because yes, the advice is don't click on these mysterious links, always verify. But are there any other steps that one can take to protect their personal data?
Yeah, simply put, come up with better passwords. Always check your logins when it comes to your email. Always double check when you're logging into public Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi is always sketchy to be using, because there's so many different events that could take place there, right? What else, boy? There's a couple more things too.
I just
ensure
wanna
that you can have an authenticator on your device. Sorry.
Okay, before we get to that point and authenticator, because I'm not familiar with that, but you just spoke about public Wi-Fi. People love free Wi-Fi. They're going to go to places where free Wi-Fi exists, whether it be a coffee shop or whether it be an area that says, "Oh, you're with this network, you get free data, you qualify for free data." But the thing is, what is so bad about these open networks? Why these open networks want to be wary of?
So sometimes when you join a particular network in a particular coffee house, it might not even be that particular coffee house network, because it's very easy to manipulate the network and actually mirror it, create your own. So while you're on there, browsing the web, because you still get internet access, going on fake websites, whatever, I could log your information. I hear all the information that you are doing, or see everything you are doing in that sense.
Oh, now you just also mentioned something called an authenticator. Exactly what is that? Oh, I think you muted there, Mr. T-Luxing.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
1 second. Just
No, you go ahead. As I said, I'm still quite amazed that you're handling this pretty well. I feel like I'm making you suffer this morning. I feel like I'm adding to the torture of the common flu.
It was going away, but I woke up this morning with more of a dry cough. You know.
Yeah, the Sahara just ain't helping either. It really isn't. Yeah, it's terrible. But as you were saying,
authenticators are things you could use for third-party apps that will actually give you a code when you want to log into your social media, your bank accounts, whatever app that you want to log into, right? And the thing about it, it stays on your phone. It cannot be duplicated, that kind of thing. So even after you enter your password or do your code to your email, you still have to do the authenticator in order to get in. And that's unique to you, which the code always changes every 30 seconds, every 60 seconds, depending.
There's something you mentioned earlier, too, social engineering. I've never heard of that before. I've heard of social media. I don't know if it's the same thing or along the similar lines, but what is social engineering?
Social engineering is a type of hacking that they use, right? In which they use social media to get information, which is sort of phishing. They would use social media to do different things in order to compromise you, right? As simply put, I could take a cell phone, call the CEO, let him know X, Y, and Z, manipulate him into believing who I am, and he would give me certain information right then and there. I could take a flash drive with different scripts on it, call a rubber ducky, throw it down in a parking lot somewhere, and some employee might find it and plug it into the computer, you know? Simply put like that. That's different types of social engineering.
Whoa, I hope nobody out there is smart enough to do that indeed. But there's a lot of phishing scams taking place. We are all very much susceptible to it. Recently, I have received those text messages coming from. Not just one bank, actually. I think it was a couple of banks. And Mr. Deluxing, I wonder if it's just that scammers out there, they just do a blanket scheme and hope that somebody catches on to it, because it's amazing how sometimes people actually, even in these emails or these text messages, are very specific. Like, they know your details, and yet you do everything possible to safeguard your information. Is Mr. Deluxing still with us?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, so basically what happens a lot more too, and the thing that has make Trinidad and Tobago susceptible to this is that it has a lot of data breaches happening with your information getting compromised. So when I say information getting compromised from these data breaches, your email, your phone number, your physical address as well. So that's the whole debacle in 2023 with TSTT. So many persons' emails were leaked on the dark web. So many persons after then have been getting scamming emails, calls, text messages, not only from local individuals who try to scam them, but international persons.
Ultimately, Mrs. Lux, in your opinion, who holds responsibility for protecting data and information? Is it the companies, the legitimate companies, who require such information in order to do business with you, with their client/customer? Or is it you, the actual individual whose data is at risk?
It's everybody's responsibility, but when you have a massive corporation like that, they're supposed to have certain things put in place, right? And that would come down to different ISO standards, different certifications, having a cybersecurity team working with the company, all those sort of things. But at the end of the day, these things do happen, right? And all you can do is try to stop it, put it out into the public, don't hide it, find out and let your customers know about it, and go from there.
Well, Mr. Deluxing, I think I've made you suffer enough this morning. I want to thank you very much for joining us on the program. As we said, this is a more so education and awareness. You may have heard of it before, ladies and gentlemen, phishing data breaches, but you might not truly understand what it is and what it entails. So to Mr. Deluxing for joining us to try and educate us and make us aware of the scams that exist out there and what we can do to protect ourselves. We thank him very much. And he did it in the midst of recovering from a cold. That isn't easy at all, Mr. Deluxing. I really hope you feel better, because I heard that this flu really knocks you out.
Yeah, it's really bad. Really, really bad. But one thing I didn't mention, which I want to mention, is another scam that's happening, right? These are scams to get rich quick, or crypto scams as well, where they're making fake profiles of people on social media, etc., celebrities, that sort of thing, messaging you on TikTok, Messenger, wherever, to get you to join a Telegram group where they ask you to deposit cryptocurrency, right? Or send USDT to them. And a lot of persons like falling for that, especially older folks, because it's a sense of thinking you're going to get rich, thinking that your problems and worries are going to be done, because they try to really push that level of it and manipulate a lot of persons. So far, I know persons lost over 1,000, 2,000 US because they just believed that, thinking they were someone else.
US? You didn't even
US.
say TT?
US.
Whoa.
Yeah.
2,000 TT now is a lot of money. 2,000 US. Wow,
Yeah.
that is incredible.
Scary.
I think it's just a matter of really being aware and kind of using your noggin sometimes as to verify these profiles or these
Sometimes it's common
information.
sense.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of confidence. And that infamous Nigerian prince scam, it still happens.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
happened.
people fall for it. The people actually fall for it. But Mr. Tiluxing, thanks very much for your time.
No problem at
Please
all.
get some rest. I hope you feel better soon. And certainly look forward to future conversations and more videos on your part.
No problem. Take care.
Take care. All the best. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we take a break here on AM Prime. Stay with us and we'll return shortly.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website, fanzonett.com, to make your purchase today.
Trinidad and Tobago, stand ready. The biggest night in American football is here.
And WESN is bringing you all the action live from 63 Lounge on the Avenue.
The plays, the touchdowns, the halftime madness. We've got it all.
Join us as we break down every moment, every touchdown, and every controversy.
It's the Super Bowl, baby. And WESN is the face of sports. Shawn Michaels Small is here with me.
Catch us at 63 Lounge on the Avenue, where the passion for the game meets the ultimate Super Bowl experience.
Transform your home with PCU Plus. From stylish furniture to the latest appliances, we have everything you need to create your perfect space. At PCU Plus, we offer fair prices and affordable financing options that are cheaper than hire purchase agreements. With convenient locations in San Fernando, Tobago, Arima, and our lifestyle showroom in Barataria, you're never far from the best deals. Visit PCU Plus today and discover why we're the top choice for quality furniture and appliances. PCU Plus. Quality you trust, prices you'll love. Visit one of our locations or find us online to start transforming your home today.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Simon's Musical Supplies Limited. We are the specialist in new and used musical instruments, carrying top brands like Yamaha, Pearl River pianos, vinyl and Sabian cymbals, Remo and Evans drumheads and Fender guitars, just to name a few. Also a wide assortment of music books, pan and accessories. At Simon's, we service what we sell. Trust the leader. Call us now at 625-6412 or visit us at 20 Board Street, Port of Spain. SM Group International Limited, your solutions partner for the latest innovations, brands and competent staff to meet your needs. We provide products and services in the following divisions: executive services, event rental and services, power and heavy equipment, construction and property management, food and beverage, aggregate and sales and distribution. Check out more on our products and services at www.smgrouptt.com. Contact us at 221-7445 or email at info@smgrouptt.com. We are SM Group International, your solutions partner.
Do you need treatment for obesity or any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience. Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
The best birthday gifts are at dbesttoys.com. Shop for the best brands you love at the best prices, like VTech, Leapfrog, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Hot Wheels, Barbie, Cocomelon, LOL, Baby Alive, Crayola.
Visit us in-store at Forces Flagship MacBean. Shop online now at dbesttoys.com. Order via call or WhatsApp at 32DBEST to order. And remember, we have the best toys at the best prices.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother, We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Between the Bank and the Gutter, a novel about street dwellers in Port of Spain. This is a book to make you both laugh and cry. Above all, it takes you to that special space that only street dwellers know. In this moving and riveting human interest story, Harry journeys from insanity to sanity while living on the streets of Port of Spain. Now available at Metropolitan Books, 12 Aripita Avenue, Woodbrook. Paper-based bookshop, 14 Alcazar Street, Woodbrook. WESN, 30A Gattaca Street, Woodbrook. And the home store branches located at Barataria, Shogunas, and East Gates Mall. Autographed copies now available on request. Also available from author Louis Lee Singh. I Used to Live in Heaven, Letters to My Granddaughters, Local Government in Trinidad, Conspiracy Against the People, and Closer to the Church.
Trinidad and Tobago, stand ready. The biggest night in American football is here.
And WESN is bringing you all the action live from 63 Lounge on the Avenue.
The plays, the touchdowns, the halftime madness. We've got it all.
Join us as we break down every moment, every touchdown, and every controversy.
It's the Super Bowl, baby, and WESN is the face of sports. Shawn Michaels Small is here with me.
Catch us at 63 Lounge on the Avenue, where the passion for the game meets the ultimate Super Bowl experience.
Every day, we communicate through stories. Stories of ourselves, our challenges, our goals, our experiences, and our aspirations. Storytelling is an art that we have mastered. WESN Film Studios comprises a collaborative team of experts with extensive industry experience locally, regionally, and internationally. The ability of your business to successfully communicate with your preferred audience depends on the strength of the stories you tell. Your vision should be communicated in a high-quality, professional, and creative way. From concept to post-production, advertising to film, multi-camera productions, live events, streaming, and virtual conferencing, we are WESN Film Studio. Let your own unique voice be heard and your vision realized. Call us today at 628-5835 for your next production.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this morning. My next guest asked, when do we start speaking professionally? Like, I thought we spoke professionally all the time. I mean, what does speaking professionally mean? I don't know, maybe they'll be able to answer it shortly. But before I introduce them, let's welcome a co-host of AM Prime, a familiar face. Good morning, Naomi McNish. It's good to see you awake, alive, and hopefully ready for the day ahead.
Morning, Keaton. Morning, Game Prime viewers. Very happy to be here again this morning.
Naomi, it's good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. I don't know if you've had breakfast as yet. If you haven't, please prepare some for me as well, because I'm feeling it this morning. And to the new co-host, as I said, this is a bit exciting. New co-host of AM Prime. Well, I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered this morning, and I'm going to be outnumbered for some time to come. Jada McLeod, youth parliamentarian, student, businesswoman, entrepreneur extraordinaire, all of the above. Jada, good morning. Welcome to AM Prime, your first edition of AM Prime.
It is my first edition. Good morning to the listening and viewing public. Good morning to my co-hosts Naomi and Katan. Hope all is well today.
Well, Jada, thank you for joining Naomi and I. In fact, this segment is all about Jada, and just to introduce Jada and to give her an opportunity for the viewers to know her and to welcome the newest addition to the WESN and AM Prime family. We are going to have a conversation with you this morning. You're the center of focus. How does that feel?
Oh my gosh, I feel like such a social butterfly. I feel so special. Thank you so much.
Jada, so my first question really is, what is speaking professionally?
Okay, I had a feeling you were going to come back to this. Okay, speaking professionally is just speaking how you would if you were meeting the president, meeting the prime minister, speaking properly, and just being mindful of how what you say would come across to general audiences. So just speaking like you would in front of your boss. And
I think, Jada,
before we started rolling.
Naomi, I think Jada did a lot of research before coming up with her basic conversation this morning.
So I was up late like, oh my gosh, how do I prepare? What do I do?
Let's see if we can test that a bit this morning. But Jada, tell us a bit about you and who you are and how all that has led to you wanting to be a part of AM Prime and early morning talk television.
That is, quite frankly, one of the hardest questions I think anybody would ever have to answer.
He did not research this one.
No. Well, I am my own source, right? Who is Jada McLeod? I would say, as you said, I'm a student. I'm a very opinionated person, as some people would say. Some people would describe me as a bit argumentative. So I'm just kind of getting the bad out there first. Persons, I'd say, would describe me as kind and fair. So I think I'm somebody you can have a conversation with. So why I think I would be good here at AM Prime and want to join the family is because I think I could fit in really, really well with how you guys converse with each other and how you converse with your listening and viewing audience. That sounded very scripted.
No, actually, I was just wondering whether or not you can get used to the sound of your alarm clock going off 4 a.m. every day.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
yeah.
Oh gosh. Actually, I set it at 5. I think at 5, and then I hit the snooze button like 3 times. About
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jada, you did better than me. I set mine at 5:20, and then I didn't get up till 5:45.
You see, guys, this is what experience teaches us. I set my alarm clock for 5 a.m. and I didn't hit the snooze button once. I just ignored it until about 5:45. So, yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Ignored it. That's a special kind of skill. That's a special kind.
No, the skill is knowing how loud to set your alarm clock volume to, and hopefully let the birds, especially the kiskadis, do the rest, especially this time. But Naomi, Jada said she wants to get the negative out of the way first. I mentioned that I'm outnumbered this morning. I can't say, I mean, from your experience in interacting with Jada, I can't say that she's argumentative. But she certainly has some subtle sass about her. She certainly has some ways about her.
I don't think we should be too quick to form an opinion of Jada just yet. We haven't had much interactions with her. But so far, Jada, I can say you are a very welcoming, very light person. So it's a pleasure to be around you, which I think the AM Prime viewers will enjoy, specifically for the next week.
Thank you for being on my side, giving me a chance.
Of
He's
course.
really up on. I love
Of
that.
course.
I said I was outnumbered this morning, and I knew it. I knew it. You might not see me. We said we were getting the negatives of the list. Naomi, what are the positives?
Oh, Jada. I think I listed the positives.
Yes, I think you did a very good job in doing that indeed. But Naomi and Jada are actually, as Naomi said, for at least the next week, and we have to say it for at least right there, because who knows? Maybe you may not see me on AM Prime again. Maybe you will. Uh, Maybe you might see me on Talking Points. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe we'll leave Sean Michael Small to speak for an hour and a half without any commercials. I don't. Well, we'll see how that goes. But guys, I mean, AM Prime has been on air for about 4.5 years now. I've been hosting it for 2 years, being able to take over from Andy Johnson. You guys are in a wonderful position because you find yourselves at a time in Toronto where there's a lot happening, but there's also not a lot of coverage of a lot of topics which are quite alarming and concerning. So, what is your goals and intentions for the next week, at the very least, when it comes to AM Prime? So, Naomi, floor is yours.
I was gonna say I think I'll go first because I believe Jada will have a lot to say on this. But I think for the next week at least, as Jada and we are young, and I don't think we hear enough of youth involvement in anything that goes on in Keaton is trying to tell me that he's also young. Yes, Keaton, but we will admit you have the mind of a very, very mature old man, despite your age.
What is
Not to
happening
worry.
this morning?
But no, you are right. But I think as Jada and we are much younger than Keaton, so we're gonna get fresh perspectives and a whole new. Now Keaton is making me feel uncomfortable. Jada, the floor is yours.
You're making me feel to cry.
We don't like that at all. Oh gosh.
Jada, the floor is yours.
Okay, I think I'd have to echo Naomi's sentiments a little bit there. We're on the younger side as compared to Okay, so what would you say in response to that? What would you say in response to that?
I'd say, if I had go.
Okay, bye.
No. I think you'd be happy for that. No, I listen. You're giving the wrong impression. You're trying to tell people, oh, hold on, Keaton was born into the NIS scheme. No, he was not. Uh, but how do I say this politely? It's not that Jada and Naomi are much younger than me. It's just that they're new to AM Prime, so the experience is not necessarily there. I think that's a very diplomatic way of putting it, but they certainly have the quality and I say the caliber to really carry themselves and carry a show. And that's one of the things that I noticed, and one of the things I looked at in deciding I'm going to give these people some time, going to give these people a chance, and hopefully try and sneak in some vacation time somewhere along the lines. So, guys, now you know why it says you'll be on next week, and maybe who knows for an extended period, you know.
I love how you just
And that's how I would have said it diplomatically.
Fair enough, Keaton. Fair enough.
Man is an old man, yes. Jeez, man. So, guys, in particular, what are some of the topics of discussion that really interest you and really speak out to you? Because, as I said, there's a lot happening in TNT. It could be very much frustrating. Maybe it's the stress and the anxiety that has aged me more than you think. Although I will say Jada did a very, very good job in guessing exactly how old Keaton is. So that's not bad for your part, Jada.
Thank you. I consider it one of my talents to try and guess exactly how old someone is. I won't like make it a big thing, but I like to be able to pinpoint, yeah, that's how old you are.
I think when we're amongst ourselves in the office, we're gonna challenge you to guess just how old Naomi is. Yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna be fun. Believe you me, we've gotten it wrong on many occasions.
Are we playing for prizes?
Because yeah, sure, we always have this thing in WESN where if you guess something correctly, we celebrate you and you buy us lunch. So yeah, definitely there will be prizes involved.
How convenient.
But what are some of the topics that you guys were hoping to cover over the next week? And let's see who wants to answer this question first.
I think I can take it first. Topics I've suggested that we can cover would be I like the idea of youth in politics. As a former youth parliamentarian and someone who had a phenomenal time at the youth parliament and who is a number one endorser of youth parliaments. Hearing about youth in parliament and seeing how it's a way that young people can develop their skills. That's a topic that I wanted to discuss: youth in politics, women in politics. Yeah, those are the two main ones that I wanted to get into, and I'm really hoping that we can cover that during this week.
Certainly got a lot of time to do that. You got a lot of people, and oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to you and at the same time. The resident Ras of WESN is messaging me. He's like, Keaton, stay still. Your head is too big. It's moving out the frame of the camera. So, yeah, that's diplomatic for you. Naomi, what about you? I mean, what are some of the topics that you hope to cover over the next week? Because this is the point where really you've got free reign to discuss. Well, you've got a lot of time to discuss what you want to discuss.
Yes, I agree. I am firstly most excited to cover those topics that Jada is interested in, because I have also been interested in youth parliamentarianism, and I think I would learn a lot from this and having conversations on these topics. Straying away from that, I'm excited to cover topics on health and wellness, as I have been on a personal journey where that is concerned. So getting more insight on that would be exciting. Speaking about, anything youth related
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interject.
Mhm.
It's just that when you said that you were on a personal journey for health and wellness, it is true, and we support you 100%. So much so that when Naomi has a craving for sugar or sweet, she'll go and purchase it, and she'll make you eat at least half of it so she doesn't feel bad, and she doesn't consume the entire thing. So Jada, you might be on a personal journey of health and wellness starting from today.
For sure,
That's
especially
not bad.
since I get to eat half the candy bar. I would love that. We can share. I'll help you. I'll definitely be a
I
major help.
love that Jada and I are tag teaming here, and we're just,
This is what I don't understand. It's not that I'm poking fire. It's just that I'm like, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage here. I think we need to tag in Josh. I think Josh needs to come in and join us on the program because he needs to, and you know, come on, I need some help. I need some assistance. I need somebody on my side. Naomi, this is not nice. We've known each other, you know, Jada may have just met you, but I've known you practically for all of your WSN's life, you know? You're supposed
yes,
to be on my side.
and you were leaving me for a week, so
That's that you know you know you may feel sad, you may feel worried about it. That's okay. Don't worry. I might not be back, so you have, you know, who knows?
The foreshadowing. But Katan, I would like to say that you are enough. You are. It's two of us. It'll probably take about 60 of us, 60 women, to sort of balance you out.
I you whoa. Oh, I don't it's not often I find myself speechless. It's not often I find myself without words. That's very thank you very much. Thank you. You put a smile on my face. I feel very happy for that. And I appreciate that. And flattery and compliments will get you everywhere. It will. So we might add on a couple more days of you being on AM Prime, just as a fun reward. But I'll tell you what. Uh, 60 women to replace one Keaton. I don't think that's the case at all. Women are far more superior, you know, way more superior. So you'll be surprised. We have two young, lovely ladies joining us on the program, two brilliant young ladies with amazing skills of their own, and certainly look forward to the conversation. In fact, on was it on Tuesday, guys? We met, we were having discussions, and during those discussions, just bouncing off of each other, having a conversation, and I was quite amazed. So certainly look forward to that. I said this morning we were going to get to know a bit more about Jada, and I feel like we know the very basics. Jada, you have to tell us a bit more about who you are, what you do. In fact, what impact do you hope to achieve in co-hosting AM Prime? What is your vision in respect to the effects that you hope to have?
Okay, so I think if you know anything about me, I've always been a champion for getting youth involved in general. I always like to hear about youth voices. When I was really, really young, I started uh, on like an online magazine. It's no longer around, but it was called Youth Talk, or Talk About the Youth, Youth for Youth, where I would have gone around my community and just sort of asked youth what they thought about certain topics. It could have been something as small as, what do you think about this flavor of lolly? To how do you see the community? Because my community is the movement community. How do you see the movement community becoming better? I've always been somebody that I'd like to hear about youth voices, not just myself, but everyone around me, because I do think we are the next generation, we're the future. We are the ones that are gonna need the pension that we're paying into. So if you know, again, if you know anything about me, I want to empower youth voices. So having a platform like this and being able to have the influence to power youth voices is honestly the real reason as to why I'm here. I want to be able to hear about past parliamentarians, getting them into interview rooms with Gitan, with Naomi, and myself, and getting to hear their opinions on certain topics, their views on certain topics, because I always think a youth perspective can lend so much to the conversation on whatever it's talking about, whether it's politics, whether it's entertainment, carnival, anything. So yeah, it's just really to empower youth voices.
And you're setting really a path for the future leaders of Transvago and the future generations of Transvago. That project that you worked on when you were, younger. I don't know how much more younger we can speak about in this particular instance, but is that still something that you do?
Not as majorly as I would like to. It's something I want to get back into, especially as I'll be writing for my school magazine and all of these different things. I like writing. As Katan, you'd probably know about the amount of times I've asked you for comment. So yes, I like writing. So it's not something that is I'm doing right now, but I would very soon and very much love to get back into it.
I think now more than ever is the time to get involved in it a bit more. But we know that you are quite busy. You're balancing quite a lot, and yes, you do like writing, and I do like reading. So it's fine. It's fine. It's a good balance. Naomi, I mean, I don't know if you have any questions, but your co-host, she's like, no, don't ask me anything. Do you see that? Did anybody notice that? She's like, no, don't ask me anything. Naomi, I don't know if you have any questions for your co-host, but certainly I'm sure you have, based off of your experience, advice to share with Jado.
In terms of advice, I'm not sure how much I can give Jada because I am pretty new to this, just as she is. But what I've learned so far, is just to be in confidence in the things that you have to say. That is something that I'm trying to work on. So, you have something to say, you have an opinion on a topic, you have an opinion on something that's going on, then, it's okay to give that. And usually that is enough. And just make sure you do your research, because once you do your research, you have your backing. It'll be okay. And the viewers, they love to see raw, uncut you, because that just shows them, who you are, and we're able to have that relationship with the viewers. So, and I think we'll be good. We have each other. So despite both of us being new to this, I think we make a good team so far from what I've seen. So I think we got this.
Yeah, me too. And I think it's actually quite inspirational. It's two new young women. I mean, you have a little bit more. You have more experience than I do, especially when it comes to TV news. So I think it's quite inspiring as well. I'd love to look back on this as an amazing memory of when I met my co-host Naomi.
Definitely.
And certainly, and hopefully, it's the first. Hopefully, it's the start of many more editions and content to come from both you young ladies. We certainly look forward to that as well. I tell you one thing I look forward to. I look forward to the first in studio live from WESN in Woodbrook while Wednesday for the first time in a long time, because we're working on getting our good friend Ricardo Me back in studio to have Naomi McNish and Jada McLeod host a Wild Wednesday. Jada, that is going to be one of the most fun, thrilling things that you may ever do. Being in a confined environment with a 12-foot snake is so, so much fun. Do you look forward to that?
Yes, I definitely do. It's been a dream of mine to be in a confined room with a 12-foot snake. Yeah.
Naomi did it last time. Naomi handled herself well. Naomi only screamed about 6 times, but that was okay.
I did not scream. I actually I enjoyed it a lot. The snake was
Oh, you're
wrapped
right. It was
around
me who
my
screamed.
arms, squeezing me tight. It was just fun, as Jada said.
Hopefully we'll get something else other than a snake this time, because there are lots out there. There's a lot to learn about, and I look forward to it. If it's one thing I'm certainly looking forward to viewing AM Prime next week, and even having to view it instead of at 6 a.m. from 6 p.m. because that's the time I'll probably be awake. So we look forward to that. Guys, thank you very much for introducing Naomi. Thank you very much for being with us as we introduced Jada this morning. This is not the end of the conversation. This is not the end of this edition of AM Prime, because we have a couple of topics that we'd like to discuss with you in a bit. We're going to take a break on the program. And when we return, we're going to get into that conversation. So Keaton Shaw is joined by Jada McLeod and Naomi Inish. Hopefully not replaced, but who knows? We'll see how that goes. We'll be right back after this.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Trinidad and Tobago, stand ready. The biggest night in American football is here.
And WESN is bringing you all the action live from 63 Lounge on the Avenue.
The plays, the touchdowns, the halftime madness. We've got it all.
Join us as we break down every moment, every touchdown, and every controversy.
It's the Super Bowl, baby, and WESN is the face of sports. Shawn Michael Small is here with me.
Catch us at 63 Lounge on the Avenue, where the passion for the game meets the ultimate Super Bowl experience.
Transform your home with PCU Plus. From stylish furniture to the latest appliances, we have everything you need to create your perfect space. At PCU Plus, we offer fair prices and affordable financing options that are cheaper than hire purchase agreements. With convenient locations in San Fernando, Tobago, Arima, and our lifestyle showroom in Barataria, you're never far from the best deals. Visit PCU Plus today and discover why we're the top choice for quality furniture and appliances. PCU Plus. Quality you trust. Prices you'll love. Visit one of our locations or find us online to start transforming your home today.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Simon's Musical Supplies Limited. We are the specialist in new and used musical instruments, carrying top brands like Yamaha, Pearl River pianos, vinyl and Sabian cymbals, Remo and Evans drumheads and Fender guitars, just to name a few. Also a wide assortment of music books, pan and accessories. At Simon's, we service what we sell. Trust the leader. Call us now at 625-6412 or visit us at 20 Board Street, Port of Spain. SM Group International Limited, your solutions partner for the latest innovations, brands, and competent staff to meet your needs. We provide products and services in the following divisions: executive services, event rental and services, power and heavy equipment, construction and property management, food and beverage, aggregate and sales and distribution. Check out more on our products and services at www.smgrouptt.com. Contact us at 221-7445 or email at info@smgrouptt.com. We are SM Group International, your solutions partner.
Hello and welcome back to WESN's AM Prime. Today we'll be continuing the conversation on this interesting trend of are young people having fewer children? Are they getting married a little bit later, perhaps getting divorced a little bit more? Such interesting questions, and I'm really hoping that we can have a discussion about that. Naomi, Are young people having fewer children, in your opinion?
Definitely, definitely. And that was a no-brainer. I think young people, in my opinion, um, we just, and this is myself included, there's a huge change in our perception of parenthood. Um, and this is for not for all young people. This is just some. Um, we're looking at the financial side of it. We're looking at just safety concerns, what is going on, crime, all these different things contribute to the delay in wanting to have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's not even just like we were talking about it beforehand. It's not just a local thing. It's just something that's happening worldwide. Worldwide. I saw something where the Russian government is giving citizens money, like young couples money to have children to increase their declining from their declining birth rate. They're literally giving people money to interest them into giving birth and having more children. That's such an interesting thing to me. And it's not just Russia. It's not just
No,
Russia.
I actually think South Korea is doing something a bit similar to that. Because part of it, as you mentioned, is the economics behind it. There are also uh, instances of because of advocacy, you have maternity leave. Paternity leave has also become a bigger part of the conversation as well. If mothers want to return to work earlier, could fathers stay home and help with the early upbringings of the child? But to that point, in respect to Russia trying to encourage people, even South Korea, to have more babies by paying them. Does that speak to, I mean, in your opinion, you, me, and Jada, does that speak to the economic aspect of it, where it's simply that more and more young people find themselves in a position where even if they want to have children, they simply can't afford to? Is it becoming, and I know it sounds cruel, but is it becoming very expensive to have children?
I think kids were always expensive. It was always considered um, expensive to have a child, far less for two or more. But the problem is the job market or young people getting jobs or having an income, a consistent income or consistent flow of income, I think is where the problem lies. So it's not that having a child is now more expensive. Yes, we have price increase in foods and um, the things that a child would need, a baby would need diapers, a crib, it is costly, but it has always been costly. So now we have to look at, as Keaton said, I believe you said this, the economic side of it, the job market. It's hard for young people when you come out of school. It's not easy to get a job unless you know exactly what you're going for and you have people that can help you with that. It's not easy, you know?
And I even think that in itself is an idealistic type of future.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to come out of school and have everything sorted. I'm a prime example of that myself. And to me, I honestly think that if circumstances were given to me where I had the money, I had the support, I had the best living conditions that one can have, I don't think, and I was ready, my career was ready, I was personally ready. I don't think I would take pause. I would take pause before I decided to have children. And I know that's quite a modern take. People would say, why not just go for it? But I think we also have to consider, do we want to bring children into this type of world with to me, we've socially declined. We're still dealing with
That
things.
is an excellent point. That is an absolutely brilliant point. I mean, to follow up on what Naomi was stating, um, I sometimes I wonder, please excuse me, and even in having conversations with uh, uh young people young people my age, and having conversations with them. Uh, as I said, it sounds cruel, but you tend to wonder whether now, given the economic situation that we're all living in, whether or not having children becomes an unnecessary expense and an unnecessary burden. And again, I know it sounds cruel, but the world is constantly changing, and we are constantly evolving. So if our grandparents thought, and the thinking long time ago is you get married at a young age, and you start a family at a young age, that is changing more now. And to come to what Cheetah was making that point in respect to whether or not this is a world you want to bring a child into. See, I think that's an excellent point because even I find myself lamenting the situation. Sometimes it affects me mentally where I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep and I'm thinking about all that is happening and it's difficult for me to fall asleep. And because of that anxiety and because of being so, to a certain extent, scared, if I can't give myself that reassurance, what reassurance can I give my child? What if I can't protect myself, what protection can I give to my child? They say you give your life for your child, but I mean, I don't know. You know me, Jada, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I was thinking about it as I was getting ready this morning. If I have girl children, I myself don't feel comfortable walking outside at night, walking outside in general. How can I have any comfort knowing I'm raising a girl child in the society that we're living in? Um, and anything can happen to her because anything can happen to me. And if that's my reality, what is the promise that, say, 5, 10, 15 years from now when I do have children, that it'll be different? What's making me think that? Nothing. Absolutely. In fact, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Everything is pointing to me, Jada, never do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. What about you, Naomi?
I agree. I agree. It is concerning, especially to have girl children, that we will be concerned about their safety. But I have another point to coming away from that. I think we also look at the traditional side of it as well, having kids. Um, I think we're in a time now, apart from crime and the safety of having these kids. Um, I'm saying a lot. So I'm trying to process what I'm about to say.
It's a
But
lot. It's a lot.
yeah, it's a big topic. Um, but one sec.
No, it's okay because you stated that and I kept thinking, the old saying was it takes a village to raise a child. And I think it's something that's still applicable, but how many people even actually have a relationship with their neighbors? How many people have a relationship with their community? I mean, we speak about community empowerment and those sorts of relationships.
Right.
But then you feel compelled to isolate your child away from the world, but then you're doing an injustice as well, because what about social upbringing, social skills, interaction with others? That's important. I sometimes I wonder if we grew up in the last of the good times because not that I'm trying to be negative, but having the opportunity to sit down with your pals and just have a conversation. You're playing cricket in somebody's yard or even in the streets, learning to climb a tree. How many people know how to climb a tree? How many kids actually still get the experience of shelling peas? And these are little things that used to sit down, used to be a little community thing. You used to sit down with your neighbors, you used to talk over the wall. And sometimes I wonder if even that in itself is missing now, where they say it takes a village to raise a child, but how the village doesn't know each other.
Keaton, funny enough that you said that you're saying this. When I think about it, we did those things when we were younger, and it would seem as though we were the last of the generation to have that experience growing up. But I think as the generations change, we're looking at culture, and I know when this year started. So this year would have been the start of a new generation, what they call alpha beta. So there's Gen Z, there's Gen X, there's millennials, and 2025 would have been the start of the alpha beta generation. And the alpha beta would be the kids of millennials and Gen Zs. Now, when you think about that, I mean, you think, Gen Zs are they're so digital, they're so into themselves, they're very much, I would say, we're a group of young people that are very career driven. We are not looking to think about having kids at a young age where we are not even, we haven't built ourselves, and it's crazy to think about sometimes because we will never have kids purposefully, or let me say on purpose, unless it happens accidentally, and then you still have that decision to make, which is very controversial, to keep or not to keep.
No, you're saying it's controversial, but Naomi, it's a very important point, and people think about that. I don't know why
Yeah.
we're saying it's controversial now in 2025. It happens. It happens all the time. We only say it's controversial because we don't want to speak about it and we want to ignore the fact
And that's
that
what's
it's happening.
continuing to make it controversial and taboo. When we can talk about it, we can very much so talk about it. And you touched on a really good point when you were saying that many young people are choosing themselves. Naomi, we're choosing to be a bit more selfish, which honestly directly juxtaposes what it is that we want. We want community. We want it. It takes a village, right? We want the village, but we are unable to commit to being a part of that village ourselves. Like I remember growing up, my brother, he has Down syndrome. His name's Aaron. Um, he used to get lost a lot on our streets. So sometimes he just wander out. Every single time he wandered out, a neighbor would say, "Look, Aaron," and they would bring him back to our yard. That community you do not see anymore. That was my normal. That was my normal. And now, I think we heard the story a couple of years back, if I'm not mistaken, where a child wandered off, neighbors saw them, and the worst happened to the child. How does a neighbor see you wandering off away from your parents' yard and not
I
bring you back?
think I think that's the case with baby Kimani, where the entire nation was so involved, trying to follow that story. Kimani Francis, 2 years old, and that happened 2 years ago, actually. Um, and it was actually, yeah, just 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember following that story when we were in the newsroom, and when that news came across that he was found, but the circumstances uh heartbreaking. I remember that, but that's the whole point, Jada, that you're making. And Naomi, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of running out of brain space to remember what year these generations are, because now we're in what 2025 is generation what alpha beta or something like.
Alpha beta, yeah.
I'm running out of space to remember these things. We speak about Gen Z, Gen Ys, and oh, w- we're all human beings.
Yeah, so there's I think it starts from boomers or baby boomers that you call them, and that is from 1946 to 1964. And then you have Gen X, which goes from 1965 to 1979. And then millennials or Gen Y, they call them, 1980 to 1994. Then you have the Gen Z, 1995 to 2012. Then Gen Alpha would be 2013 to 2025. And from 2025 to, I believe, 2034 is Alpha Beta.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah.
Did you have that memorized? Do you actually have a supersonic brain?
No. I'm actually really good with it, but I was reading.
Really good with it? You're brilliant. That was excellent. Because
Yes.
if you ask me to tell us what's the different generations, I can tell you Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. I can't
Yeah.
tell you the exact times. Who's coming up with these things, by the way?
I
Is it
have,
free? Who's coming
that
up
is
with
a
these things?
question I have heard constantly. Who gets to decide the name of these generations and when these generations fall? But um, funny enough, Gen Z is the other name for Gen Z is iGen. And the same thing I said, Gen Zs are very self-absorbed. So I just think it's so fitting that we got the name iGen. Um,
Next generation gonna start petitioning from now is gonna be named Generation Megatron. You know, so
It's always also fitting that it's like iPad or iPod, because
Yep.
that's us. That's us. I mean, I'm a Samsung,
iPhone,
but
yes.
that's us.
I that could be where they pull the name from.
And the fact that
possibly copyrights Apple Incorporation, you know, that whole generation. But when it comes to having kids, it is quite alarming. In Trinidad and Tobago, it speaks to a range of issues that we are having. We have a declining birth rate. The Minister of Health lamented such on Christmas Day, and it was revealed yesterday in a conversation that we are having 10,000 babies or less being born in Trinidad and Tobago, which is quite, I think that was last year, and that is quite concerning because you incorporate that with our crime rates and with people dying so young. So even though you have, you have less babies, people dying younger and younger. It's a strain on our social systems. It's a strain on our economy. It's a chain reaction, just as most things are. And it's something that we have to look at. 60% of women now are choosing not to have children. They're choosing to focus on other things. 60% of women in Trinidad and Tobago. And there's the other aspect of it as well, where there's infertility. And that is where, for a number of factors, including environmental, including psychological, and physical habits or factors, are actually contributing to infertility in men in particular. So you probably don't even want to have that conversation because it's taboo, but it is happening. It is happening. Men are becoming more and more infertile, so that is something, ladies and gentlemen, which is alarming as well. But it's a conversation that needs to happen more and more often. One aspect of this, ladies, that we actually didn't touch on, we spoke about people who are choosing not to have children. Is this a crude topic, a very harsh topic, a harsh reality for those who are wanting to have children, who are trying to have children, but can't have children? And the mere fact that we're seeing economically it's difficult, financially it's difficult, and we're choosing to focus more so on ourselves. I mean, surely people who are wanting to have children, trying to have children, can't have children, that is very, very, it's almost insulting to them.
Yeah, like I won't say it's insulting. It may intimidate them to talk about at first, but you have to talk about it. That's how we move past it. That's how we get some sort of solution. I mean, I for one, I know for sure that I'd want to have children, but because of all those factors, economic, when it comes to housing, when it comes to the fact that I think that we're on a social decline, with all of these factors that just kind of compile with each other, um and even though I want to have children, because I'll say that, even though I want to have children due to all of these factors, that's how we get people to address it, by talking about it. If we talk about it more, we talk about the fact that it these things are happening, how it's really, housing is really expensive, children are really expensive. We need to talk about these things so that we can get some sort of solution.
Well, I think this is where we're going to close off on this particular topic, Naomi Jada. Thank you very much for sharing your opinions with us on it. But we're going to move forward. I know that we're getting to that end mark, but I'm still going to push to move forward to the next topic. And this one in itself caused a lot of heated reaction in Trinidad and Tobago. So apparently, Beanie Man does not eat doubles, and his reasoning was a bit odd because he bought a doubles. He seems to have wasted a good doubles and threw it at the side of the road, and even a dog strips at him for littering, right? When he saw that the dog refused to eat the doubles, the dog just strips at Beanie Man because he had thrown away damn good food. But there was a lot of reaction because Beanie Man says because the dog doesn't eat doubles, um, he does not eat doubles.
You double.
He's not a fan of doubles. Jada, Naomi, we've stayed quiet on this. We focused on bigger news, but this caused a lot of controversy in TNT
Yes.
this week.
I saw, because I honestly did not know that this had happened until Keaton mentioned it to me last night. And I said, really? Wow. And I went on Instagram searching for the video. And the first thing that came to my mind is, where did Beanie Man buy this doubles? I just want to know, where did he buy this doubles that this dog refused to eat the doubles? It had to have been the dog was either full, maybe he just ate something.
Doubles.
You don't know how much doubles that dog was eating before Beanie Man showed up at the doubles van. So he probably just did not want to see another doubles. But no, I listened to his comments and I'm like, he did say, however, it's not that he don't like doubles. You know, he's had it before and he spoke about the triples but I think it's just as Trinis, we like to band together for nonsense. And I'm saying nonsense because somebody's opinion on doubles should not be, you know, this big of a fiasco. But as Trinis, we really like the nonsense, we like the bacchanal, we like the stupidness. So all good. All good.
Yeah,
Jada?
Look, yeah, Kazan, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll say my opinion afterwards.
Well, my opinion was that if anybody insults my favorite food, doubles, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem. I was championing that fight, that Trini fight, against Binny Man's comments. Because what do I think about that? I think Trini said it all. All the comments, the fact that he had to backtrack, the fact that he had to come and say, you know what, I actually do like doubles.
No, but this is okay. So honestly speaking, everybody's entitled to an opinion, right? And there's some trainees that actually really do not like doubles. So it's not a matter of insulting or disrespecting as such. You're allowed to have your opinion. But being a man, being in the position that he is in, being a celebrity who's very much highly regarded and still quite followed, um, let's be real. You just shouldn't say certain things publicly. You can say I honestly doubles is not my favorite food, but to go and say I threw it at a dog and the dog just didn't bother to eat. That's why we doubles. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. You don't say something like that. Because I mean, if you insult my doubles man, and by the way, I have one for every day of the week, right? I have 6 doubles men, one for every day of the week. And well, there's 7 days in a week, so on a Sunday I have all 6. Quite frankly, yeah, that'll hurt me. That'll hurt me a lot. So I understand the bans and the backlash you
No, I'm
received.
very proud of Trinis for
Yeah,
standing.
when it came to our current rule, we celebrated the fact that our
Yeah.
current rule was the best. And need I say, it really is the best. And I may be biased because I'm Tracy the Bone, but still. But you shouldn't really say those things on it. But what I found interesting was that he posted a video on February 6th, which was yesterday, apologizing profusely to Trinidadians around the world who ate doubles. He said he never meant to disrespect Trinidad. It was just his experience that he tried to eat doubles, but when he threw it for a dog, it refused to eat it. First of all, Beanie Man, you waste a good $6, right? You wasted $6. Secondly, you're littering in my country, right? Only Trinis are allowed to do that and get away with it. Nobody else, right? And thirdly, you don't Bro, we cut doubles. What is wrong with you? That's
I have a
ridiculous to
conspiracy
begin with.
theory. I have a conspiracy theory that that dog was actually Jamaican. He wasn't Trinidadian at all.
Probably, maybe he was a Jamaican. I don't know, but this is the thing. This is the comment that had me. Beanie Man, you're apologizing profusely, but do you think about it? He says it's like if you ask a Rasta if he does eat pork. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, two completely different things.
That is something completely different. I mean, you have Rastas and then you have Rasta, right? Because I know a few who have the dreadlocks and eat pork. In fact, I know one Rasta who claims that pork is the reason why his Rastas grow so long. I know about that. But the thing is, those who practice Rastafarianism do not eat pork. So where did that line coming from in an apology? So you might think it's stupid news, guys, but come on, let's be real. This is just.
He thought he needed
I'm
this
like, what?
to grasp onto. He needed this straws to grasp onto, and he did. And it doesn't make sense.
I
but he
think,
did.
I think, put it this way, it worked out in the end for him because he got the publicity. Beanie Man did not necessarily need more publicity, but he has not been of great focus for quite some time, right? So it worked out for him. He got the publicity in the end. I mean, come on, I'm certain half the people when reading this went to play Girls Them Sugar again, or Who Am I again. I'm certain that would have happened. But
Yeah, it's just a
this made news. Imagine this made news. Even the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs had to respond in a very subtle but brilliant way.
Mm-hmm. I love the response. I also love Marshall's response to this. I love how we all just banded together.
Yeah.
And said, you know what?
I saw that video, the video, Marshall by Double Stand.
Yeah.
That was too cute.
Well.
It was sweet.
All right, so the next question is, can you guys stand up by the double stand and eat your doubles, or do you need to sit down with a knife and fork?
No. I could stand in front of the doubles man and the side of the doubles man and eat my doubles in hand, hot, on the spot. Enjoy it. I think that's the best way to enjoy the doubles. Actually, a couple of years ago, I was not able to do that. I found it was, I think I felt I would overthink it and feel like, I eat so messy that people are going to watch me. And then somebody told me that's the best way to eat a doubles. Trust me, it's going to taste different. And I tried it once. And I was like, whoa, like hot on the spot, it completely changes the taste. Apart from when you get the doubles, they fold it up, put it in the brown bag, you go home and eat it. It's not the same. Don't talk if you reheat a doubles. Oh, Lord.
Reheating a doubles is a certain skill of which I am yet to master, but I think it just simply can't happen. And I've tried every possible thing. I don't think it could happen.
Yeah. No, you can't reheat a doubles.
And you have to stand up and eat the doubles on the spot. Half the flavors in your fingernails.
That's quite the claim.
You lost me there.
I think I would go in the car. I'd sit in the car and eat the doubles. I wouldn't stand by the double stand. Oh, do you want to revoke my Trinity card now?
No, it's not that. I think half the experience or half the flavor in eating doubles is really getting your fingers a little burn from the hot bar and chana, and then getting your mouth just a little burn. We don't want to burn your tongue where it's scalded for a few days, but you have to get that little pinch, because if that doubles is hot and you're seeing people eating doubles and it's hot, do not wrap that up to take it home. No, you have to eat it there. Or either go in your car and sit down and find a way to eat it. Do not take it home. You can't eat doubles. I know some people though that have frozen doubles. They've wrapped it up and frozen doubles to take it away. Right? How does that work? Does anybody know how that works? I can't reheat doubles that was in the fridge. How do you reheat doubles that was in the freezer?
Invest in an air fryer. It honestly, personally, I like to reheat doubles because I don't ever eat it on the spot. That's just not me. That's just not me. I always bring it home or carry it somewhere else. Reheating doubles actually tastes pretty good. Or if you put it in the air fryer, maybe not from frozen, You put it in the air fryer to kind of reheat and almost like crisp the bar up a little bit. It's so good. Honestly, it's so good. Naomi's face is like, no, girl, it's so good.
No, I can't. That's criminal. I can't see it working. I already am not the biggest fan of doubles, but give me a doubles hot on these spots, we good. We good. I cannot wrap up a doubles and take it home and eat it because I have to feel for doubles. And I feel for doubles, that's my window to eat a doubles. Other than that, I don't want no doubles.
I feel for doubles all the time. In fact, I feel for doubles now.
Yeah, you're making me feel so hungry right now.
All right, well, I think that is the flashing red light to say, all right, time to end the conversation. It's breakfast time. So, with that being said, Jada McLeod, welcome to AM Prime. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And well, make us proud next week. I know you certainly will. You definitely have the capability to do so, and the skills that are required. So go for it. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the program. And well, happy early morning shift to you starting for Monday.
Thank you so much, Katan. And thank you, Naomi.
Naomi McNish, I don't have to tell you welcome to the program, but I will tell you they grow up so quickly. They do. She's all on her own now, you know? So Jada, Naomi's now your stress. You can do. But Naomi, I will miss you, but best of luck to you as you take over as co-host as well. And enjoy it. It's quite an opportunity, and we've had this conversation. I don't have to stress just how much you have within you and just how much the skills you possess. You know it. Be confident, as you said. You have an opinion, voice it. So, ladies, congratulations on taking over from Amprem, at least temporarily. Although, if it's good enough, I might advocate for you all to take the early morning shift. Who knows? But I know that you will do us proud. So, all the very best.
Thank you, Keaton.
All right, guys. With that being said, to all our guests who joined us this morning, one guest actually joined us this morning, and they were recovering from the flu and was still good enough to agree to do the interview. To Mr. Shivam Tilak, thank you very much indeed for joining us. To our team in studio, Ryan Gomez-Berg, who I don't think is in this morning. I think our resident Rasta in Josh Alexander is holding the reins. And Mile Wood, fondly known as Redwood or Junior, he is also directing us this morning. Thank you very much to our team. Of course, to Naomi for co-producing this program, and to Jada as well, who's had her input in this program as well. Thank you very much. And I'm Keaton Shaw, reminding you that today is a good day to have a good day. It's a good weekend to make it a great, restful, relaxing one. Get in your R&R and get in your leisure and recreation, and just know, make it a good one for yourself, but not at the expense of others. And Jada and Naomi, we'll see you on Monday morning bright and early. Bye-bye.
Great.
WESN.
Trinidad and Tobago, stand ready. The biggest night in American football is here.
And WESN is bringing you all the action live from 63 Lounge on the Avenue.
The plays, the touchdowns, the halftime madness. We've got it all.
Join us as we break down every moment, every touchdown, and every controversy.
It's the Super Bowl, baby. And WESN is the face of sports. Shawn Michael Small is here with me.
Catch us at 63 Lounge on the Avenue, where the passion for the game meets the ultimate Super Bowl experience.
Between the Bank and the Gutter, a novel about street dwellers in Port of Spain. This is a book to make you both laugh and cry. Above all, it takes you to that special space that only street dwellers know. In this moving and